Welcome back to the Beyond the Bucket show. It is my honor, my pleasure to bring my brother, not my brother, but my brother on the show. Carlnel Wiley, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Hey, thank you.
So when I say that you are my brother, that is really, really true. We met about 20 years ago working at Athlete's Foot. I was one of your employees. You were the manager there. And one of the young ladies that work with us, she said, "You guys are like brothers." And you cut her off immediately and you said, "We are." And she was like, "Oh, okay, then that's why you guys, dress the way you dress and act the way you act," even though I was a little bit more quiet than you. And ever since then, we've been linked at the hip. Wherever we go, that's my brother. And
my Bobby.
We're not brothers by blood, but we are at the same time. And
absolutely.
So what's your story behind our brotherhood?
Man, I love you to death. I remember those days. Jeez, trying to be a little struggling hooper, trying to not know what I was doing. What was I, a manager or something? Took over and just killed it. And man, just our relationship that we had, the love I had for you, the love I do have for you still. Oh my gosh, it's an honor. I mean, so you're my daughter's godfather. So of course, come on, man, we do this. It's what we do.
You were one of the best managers you could ever have. And the reason why, your loss prevention rate was like 0. You had nothing that was stolen. And because all the employees are the ones usually that steal from those places. And you knew that early. You were like, "Hey, if you guys want anything, just let me know. Just put the box on my desk. There'll be no questions asked. We'll work it out when you get paid." But what you did was transcendent, because just put the SKU and you pay it later. You know we're not gonna take it.
You're not gonna steal it.
Everybody really loved that aspect about you. But that just says so much about you.
My regional supervisor, the regional manager, didn't like that, so he loved it, but I didn't go as protocol.
Yeah.
And later on, we'll get deep into that. I've always said I'm very untraditional.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I might not do things as the book way, but I felt it was the right way. Nobody was stealing anything. Everybody was happy to come to work. You know what I mean? Man, and you do it. You set the environment.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You gotta set the environment and be real, be genuine, and be upfront, and have nobody robbing. People that would come in the store didn't even want to rob from me. Let's give them a discount or something.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's do it.
Speaking of getting robbed, I don't know if you remember this, but there was one day I was working. We had 2 sides to the store.
The hat thing.
No. This was something else. So the guy comes in. He's looking a little sketchy. I'm like, okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So the dude, and I'm looking at the money that he gives me. He gives me $200.20, and it looked like it was printed from the Kinko's right across the way. And I'm like, I don't want to really call him out if it's not. I wasn't really trying to check like that. The guy gave me $200. I put it in the register. I gave him, it was like 180 something. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Oh my!
I gave him his change back, and I said, "Hey, bro, I think he gave me some counterfeit money." And you said, "Okay, let's look at it." You're like, yeah. And you didn't say it like that, but you had a few words for me at that
way
time.
To clear it up. We on the air, baby.
And so we go out and we start looking for him. And because they don't want you to leave the store, but we went out to look for him, and we didn't find him. I'm glad we didn't find him, because we might not be here right now.
Amen to that, brother.
But that was a funny story I remember about the
You're not supposed to say that. We chased him out. I do remember that, bro. Bubby, we wasn't supposed to do that. That wasn't it.
You said, look, we'll do it like this. I'm gonna put the $200 back. You pay me back, and I did. And yeah, those are great times. Glad we got past them. And so that leads us to a little bit of introduction, which is kind of who you are. You've been all over the map, and like you said, you were talking about trying to be a hooper, trying to figure it out. I think you're 50, right?
Yes.
Right now, right?
Yeah.
And so I think you're 13 years older than me. And you were trying to figure it out, but you kind of always were there for me during, my adolescence and growing up, basically from 17 and now I'm 37. So tell everybody a little bit more about you and your story. I obviously know it, but once people start to hear.
I am a journeyman. I didn't know I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to hoop. I was pretty good at it. I had no guidance. I had no parent guidance. So I was learning on my own.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you right now, I talk to my buddies now, basketball is deeper than the streets. This basketball game is so cold. It's a small circle.
Yeah.
It is so small and people don't realize that. I did the Hoop It Up tournaments. I traveled with the teams. I got on teams. I had buddies that would be overseas and be like, hey, can you get over here and try to play with us and try to get on our practice squad? Because you got it like that. I was dumb athletic. I was super athletic. I could play anything, any sport. I can do it. I was pretty fast, my height. I had the passion for it. My mind wasn't right. And I don't blame that on anybody else but my growth. I wouldn't change a thing. I even went to school, starting back to school, trying my first college job. Coach Emilio going back, and he always said, you will be a great coach when you're done playing this game. And I never understood that until now. So I'm thinking, man, what is he talking about? And that goes to, hey, they're not going to play like you, They're not going to have that passion like you.
Right.
So when I was finished playing or trying to play all over the world and pretty much going back and forth, I mean, when I would disappear from you guys, and I'd disappear for what, about 10 or 8 months.
Yeah.
Bubby, I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to hoop. I'm overseas. I'm walking the streets. We trying to hoop. Whatever I could do, I was just trying to hoop. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I had to make money. I had to survive. I was on survival mode. And I think a lot of that tends into my adulting, my parenting. I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
I think I have a story to tell, which I've chosen not to tell, but as I've grown, gosh, I got my bubby over here doing this thing, and it's time to tell. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I don't like to be a scapegoat for others, but I like to get the doggone elephant out the.
Yeah.
We've went through you, and a lot of people don't know. I went and got my education. So, like my grandfather said, get your education. That's one thing they can never take from you.
Sure.
I think I didn't want to. We have all the common excuses of, we've been abandoned. Well, I was abandoned at 9 and still had to figure it out. Thank God for my sisters and everybody else along the way. You helped me grow. I felt like I needed to make sure I was on time for your games, going back and making sure me and Cousin Dame had you. We was doing our thing, and I felt it with. But at the same time, people didn't know behind the scenes, I was in the gym shooting. I'm in the park shooting. And I put the headphones on, and I'm in there talking the game and doing it. I visualized it. I see it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But you have so much hate going on in the world, and people that don't want you to succeed at that time, or any time for what that matters. But you persevere,
Yeah.
And things now that are trendy, I think are real. You gotta really be dirt. I come from dirt. And a lot of people don't really understand that. And I think one of the worst things I've ever heard, but the best thing, was my uncle, when my grandfather passed away, He said, I thought you were one of the most selfish MFers. Can we curse? We won't curse.
Not on this one.
Okay, thank you. We won't curse. But he said
the Wednesday version, we might be able to.
Hello, let's go. See what I'm talking about? Bubby, I love it. But he said, I thought you were one of the most selfish persons in the world that I've ever met until I called upon you. You need me. I think you know that. If you called upon me, I'm reliable. Don't judge this book by its cover.
Right.
I have a heart of gold, always have. I care about people.
Yeah.
I don't deal with negativity. I've always been that way. I think people were like, well, my energetic and my loudness was covering up something. No, it wasn't. I was trying to get it in and let everybody have some fun. You know what I mean? That ain't me.
One of the best memories I have is when I played football or basketball. You would come to the games, and everybody would know that you were there. As soon as you got there, you would say, "What would you say?"
Nick Swain, baby, my man, Nick Swain, baby, let's go.
As soon as I knew that, it was go time, and
was it go time?
You would sit in the end zone and say, "Come to me." Come to me.
Get to me. Hey, I want you right here.
And I would come.
Can I have you right here, baby?
Get a kickoff or whatever it may be.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Take it to the end zone. And, so.
Oh, bro.
That's the type of person you are. You might have been misunderstood in your youthful days, but you're still young. I mean, you're only as young as you.
Brother, I don't want to cut you off, but let me say something. A lot of people are misunderstood when people don't know them. So if you don't know someone, I can't talk about somebody I don't know, brother.
Right.
I can't talk about somebody that I've heard something by.
Yeah.
Come on. These little youngsters right now, don't worry about what somebody is telling them. My grandfather, they're like, God, dog. I keep talking about my grandfather. But he said, if a person is talking about another person and he's talking about that person, don't worry about that person. You better worry about the one that's talking about him.
Right.
That's the one to look at.
Sure.
Dude, it's the craziest stuff. I really got over that, but it bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
It actually hurt me, brother, for a while because a lot of people didn't know how much I really cared.
Right.
So, and it prolonged my life, but I can't say it prolonged now to where I'm at, and I'm loving it. You know, I love to see you grow. I love my growth where I'm going, and sky the limit now. But I mean, like I said, and I will keep using this. Let's get the elephant out the room.
Yes.
It's a lot, and it's hurt me playing wise. I played against the best. I wanted to be around the best. If it was a hooper, anywhere hoop wise, it was cool. Shout out to Donovan Blythe. Let's get it.
Yeah.
He brought me out this fight, and he rocked it. Out there in East Palo Alto, but that man was a grinder. He taught me, you know.
So tell me a little bit about, and we're gonna be doing a series. I don't know if we're gonna do it weekly or bi-weekly or once a month. I don't know, but a series is coming because we have a lot to say together, and we just have a great chemistry. You were just like me. I was better in baseball. That was my best sport growing up. Played football, basketball, baseball, just like you.
Yes.
Basketball was probably our least best sport.
Absolutely.
Football, we were both really good at, and then, but baseball we really excelled. So that was kind of what you did.
I did.
And then, and then we'll talk about, how it came to basketball. But tell me a little bit about the baseball career and why you ended up going towards the basketball route after.
Wow. So baseball was pretty simple from day one. I'm 9 years old, and I wanted to play T-ball. My sister's taking me to the tryouts. We're in Chicago, and it got to raining and windy. They put us in the doggone gym. We taking tennis balls and everything. I'm fielding the ball. I'm running the ball, flagging. They moved me to Little League. That's big time, right?
Yeah.
But all I knew in my heart, I didn't want to hit off the tee. All right, Color, what's wrong? Ego, whatever. I just didn't want to hit off that thing. Yeah. And my sister, I had no cleats. And she went to Kmart and bought me track shoes. She bought me track shoes, but we didn't put the spikes in. Oh yeah, I looked a hot mess.
Yeah.
So I'm out there in track shoes. First, before we went into the gym, then we get our tennis shoes on. I'm out there fielding. I get off, and a coach called me Jose Carlnel because he knew my name was Carlnel. A lot of people say it wrong. Carn. Hello, it's Carlnel Wiley. Okay,
Yep.
Swallow the L. It's not silent. But we're going through it. We go through tryouts, and they draft me, Little League, and I'm 9. I was fast as a booger. DFW was the name, and Dairy Queen I ended up going to. I was drafted by VFW. This is Little League. Like, brother, this was serious stuff back in the day. You know what I mean? It's Little League. So I get on there and thinking, I didn't skip T-ball and minor league. And just the ability back then, a lot of people, and I think it would be real, I can go off and say this on the record, Black men weren't looked at in baseball. It was it was the Dominicans and everybody. They was cold.
Right.
Black men just went straight, lucky to get in the league, but I mean, you weren't going to college, so you were definitely playing single A, double ball, single, triple, whatever.
Yep.
But Little League, we did it. I was successful. We had fun. It was an experience. I was young. I went catcher, but they moved me all the way around. And then my coach had called me Jose Carlnel, and that's a story later because people didn't even understand that was a player. I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
And he called me Jose. So now everybody's thinking I'm Mexican. You know, I don't know. Old black kid out there balling.
All right.
And as we grew, I'm going to tell you, and cut it kind of short, but you go through Little League, you go through Pony League, you go and you play, and I come out to California, and I played 1 year, and I think I was told by one of my buddies that played basketball, like, black dudes don't play baseball.
Yeah.
So I'm trying out. I ain't going to lie to you. And we go with it. I had half of the section over there watching tryouts. Like, they wanted to see this. Can this black dude play baseball? I'm hitting the ball. I'm running. The next thing you know, Coach Pat Potter was his name. He was a good dude. I don't know. I ain't seen him and heard from him since. But he started calling little scouts over and tried to see me make a full swing from home and run the first. Come on now. You know, I was running like somebody like I stole something. You know what I mean? So people over there looking like, oh, sugar, you're running pretty fast. Can you run the whole bases? So I ran whole bases. Can you run from first to second? Like, I tried it all. Can you bunt? Okay, you're already on the left side. Are you a lefty? I was like, I'm a lefty. I'm even going to go further. I was naturally born a lefty, but my mother didn't like it because I was an awkward kid, I guess. She's a Southern woman. She was a Southern woman. So I would take off. I would catch the ball with the right glove, put it on my right hand, and throw it with my left.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. You know what I mean? And people were going, you need a right-handed glove. So, and then she said, I don't want you to be a lefty because you can only pitch, play first base, or right field.
Right.
So now, come on, man, you can't tell me I could just play those. I want to play over there too, shortstop. I want to play in center, you know. So you had to go through that. And remember, times are different. Times change where we're at. And you can only go off of what you know. Baseball was awesome. Think of the rain delays doing the field. Well, those were the first times I ever experienced chores.
Wow.
Because I was so young, I had to put the bases down or rake the field. It's the deal. Like, baseball players, I give props to because outfield, you got to clean your stuff. You got to mow the lawn. You got to hose down the dugout. You know, you got to have a bubblicious.
It wasn't no field turf back then. You had to actually really work the field.
Then there was rocks we was throwing out, you know, or put them in a bucket. You were taught responsibility before the game, during the game, and after the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you could get your pizza and your Coke, you know, and drink a little bit. But baseball taught me everything, and I moved in. Then I got to baseball in my senior year out here, like I said, and pro scouts started coming out. That's when the Florida Marliners were
And
just coming.
What high school were you at?
Mount Diablo.
Yep.
Mount Diablo. And that's when I really started getting looks that here come. The Atlanta Braves were out there just to see me run. I knew doggone well I was not ever going to college playing baseball. This is 1990, yo. So This is not cool. Didn't know. Now here I am. Bubby, I could go in the gym and 360. You know what I mean? I'd play with the basketball players like, hey, Wiley, come over here and play with us. Yeah, I did too. Play football. I could throw that thing. I could catch what I needed to do. But baseball, in the end, my senior year was very disturbing, but it was a lesson learned, you know. I'm the only, remember travel teams too, and you know this, you're the only doggone black kid out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, so it was different to go in the hood. Per se, you didn't, but I had to go back in the hood. I wasn't going around my white friends. So I was different. Right. And then to go back, everybody's like, do your baseball thing and keep going. And it got pretty drastic sometimes, traveling. Then the baseball was just traveling with us. Right. And boy, it was bad, boy, when you start getting them 90 heaters and kids throwing at you and the catcher saying, hey, I don't know if I dig in. You know, I'm gonna keep it real, like I said. And no exaggeration. It was weird, but I wanted to play it. Shoot, you had one of the top names coming up. You had Deion Sanders. That I remember them saying, a coach, I sat and watched the game, and they said, if you're on in right field, throw it home. And if you catch it in left, just throw it back to the pitcher. Like, he gonna catch it. It's a double, triple. It's a home run. Like, he was running these things. Like, so I wanted to do the same thing. So I kind of watched him and envied him do football and baseball. It's all who you know. You know, you could be so gifted, but a lot of things. And then when people would feel I was
that's a good point, because, you know, who you know goes a long way. And I'm sure we'll dive into it about, you know, relationships and maintaining those, and always, no matter where you're at, never burning a bridge. But, you know, after that, you decide not to play baseball. You end up going the junior college route at DVC for basketball. And then, you know, you played 1 or 2 years there.
1
year.
Coach Emilio. And then sent me to Bethany. And
you went to Bethany Bible College at that time, right? So, you know, you were always, you know, Bethany was a smaller school at that point. You obviously were better than most of the players that you were playing with or against during that time. But you've always kind of like had to play against that, right? As trying to become a pro after that. So you spent 3 years at Bethany?
Yes.
And what was your experience like there?
Going to Bethany Bible College. Remember, I was always the first of a change in Scotts Valley, Santa Cruz. It was Scotts Valley. It was introduced to me as Bethany Bible College. So I went there with John Block, ex-NBA player. We still keep in touch. I love him to death. But that was difficult for me because I was widely ranged. I couldn't older guys. I played with James Clarks, the Chris Cross, the Eric James. They were awesome. Clint Ledeen's. I mean, those guys went to West Valley and could shoot out the Joe Woods, Joe Bowers, Chad Hammond. Like, these guys taught me life, taught me how to practice. So when I got there, he went independent. So we didn't play under a conference, say. So we went all the way around. We played D1s, we played D2s. So then he also taught me too. And remember, as I do this and as we talk, I'm learning along the way. So if you go to a D3 school or D2 school or D1, because we're trying to figure out where we were going to go. We didn't have a women's team, so we had to have that be in certain leagues. You had to have a women's team. So going through that process too, to where we'll later get on, like I had to go through the rules and go all that. So those older guys taught me that. They taught me the grind. Yeah. And I didn't want to be that natural basketball player. I was raw. So I was learning. So my workout, where guys work out now, you work out to learn the game. But I want you guys to learn to work out with trainers that also look at what coaches want.
Yes.
To work out in your system, because I understand the dividing with a trainer and a coach and the teams is you should work out with your trainer for your confidence.
Right.
But now is he teaching you what you gonna teach him, Bubby? Like, what are you gonna teach? You gotta learn the offense. Your IQ's gotta pick up. And I hate to say it, and maybe I could use a different word, but I won't. You develop to be selfish. You can be selfish. Done it. Anybody that know me, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. You develop to be selfish. So I had to learn it. But I was a sponge at Bethany.
Right.
I was very raw, and I owe it all to them. Actually, I do. Right. I was raw. I do.
And then what was your first professional experience like? You know, we mentioned early on in our discussion that you were trying to figure it out, trying to hoop anywhere, and hopefully try to get paid with it. Tell me a little bit about that.
So what I did, I went to Japan. I went to Tokyo, and our coach took us overseas. Coach Block would take our team overseas, and I got to say it, James Clark, I throw him out. Phil Handy and them used to help me out and say I developed as a pro a little bit. I just wanted to go somewhere and stick. I wanted to go somewhere and play. So I found a way. I wasn't high maintenance. I know I might look it, but you know what I mean. But I wasn't, you feel me? Brother, I was not high maintenance, bro.
You're not high maintenance? Okay.
You know this.
You can tell them, but I know that I know you.
Bro, I would sweep the floor. So when they would tell me, man, come out here, see if you could get on this team, I did. And a lot of times, a lot of people didn't know that overseas grind was crazy. You worked out twice and you played like every day. So you were trying to stick. You were trying to do and stick as much as you possibly could.
Right.
Even when I left and season was over, I had nothing to do. So and I did this with coaching too, I played and didn't even get paid for like 2 years, but they'd always ask me to come back, you know, and then I get upset and feel like, am I not good enough? You start doubting yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah. But thank God for Donovan putting me on and going around. So I did that. And then I would try the little minor leagues, the CBA, the USBL. I was trying to hook up on those teams, but it was meditated. And I get where people say that it's politics. I get it. But one of the best things I say, and shouts out to little Don Nelson, when he told me, do you really, and I'm going to go ahead and name drop, when he said, if you looking at this guy from Ohio State and you looking at Carlnel Wiley from Bethany College, who you going to pick? Ooh. And I said, it's about revenue. I was like, man, that hurt me. That was like, man, I'm balling. You ain't never been cut from nothing. You're like, man, this is tough.
Right.
This is tough. So as I tried to do that, and a lot of people, you can't get my name right. My name's not Carlnel Wiley, W-Y-L-I-E, or Corn. It's just not. So I got my name misspelled wrong. I got degrees that my name's misspelled, you know, and that's on record. But as you do that and you play, I kept that all the way in the back of my mind. And I knew I didn't want to be bitter. That goes later on. I don't want to be better. There's nothing. I think God had a different life for me.
It all shakes out the way it's supposed to, no matter what, you know.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Felt it should have went one way or the other. You know, everybody could look back on it, but you know, the people that are bitter, it doesn't make it better that you're in the situation. Like, you got to be comfortable with where you're at, and you forged a really good life for yourself without, you know, playing in the NBA or anything like that.
I did.
And some people they think that's the only thing, and you know, we'll get to what you're doing now as the commissioner with the TBL, but I mean, just basketball has taken like so many places, you know, and you've coached at every single level. I've seen you
Every
coach
layer.
second graders. I've seen you coach
Hello.
3,000 camps. You've
They're
coached
my babies.
camps. You've
Yes.
coached AAU. You've coached
I do it.
high school freshman team. You coach JV, junior college, varsity.
I can do it.
You
Yeah.
also tell me about like your coaching career. Like it's crazy all the places that it's taken you.
Let's talk about the very beginning. I said I coached Harker Academy in San Jose.
You did, yeah.
I coached.
I remember I would pull up to the games because I was that after my high school? I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it after high school?
A little bit. A
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. You were putting the foothill. Yeah.
You would pull up in a 3-piece suit, coach your butt off with the freshmen.
Did you have to say 3-piece suit?
3-piece suit.
And there was a reason to that. A lot of people think that it's trying to draw attention to you. Your kids need to know. My rhyme, the reason is the kids need to know it's a special game.
Yes.
It is different. You feel me? And I am going to dress up for y'all. I want to represent you guys to the fullest and be professional. To this day, I'm the same way. I've never cheated basketball ever. So my kids at Harker, which I started, Jack Byther was his name, the AD there.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me the rings to do it all. And my gosh, when the varsity guys wanted to come down and play for the JV team, you know what I mean? That's when you know. But you have to put excitement, structure, but they got to love it and passionate, and it starts from you. If you coming in a doggone gym, toe down and moody, you know, there's a lot of coaches that could come in that gym with a whistle. And the kids get tight. You don't want to be themselves, man.
But there is a funny story about why you dressed that way, because when you were helping out at your former junior college, Diablo Valley, you got to coach that whole summer. So tell that story.
Oh, that's mess. You're messed up right there. You dug deep. Okay, that hit me. So I'm at the Diablo Valley, and I mean, we got some dudes. They're going to Reno. A lot of guys are going off to Nevada, Reno. And I'm dating myself. I'm in the Sean John Velour. I'm Sean John Velour sweatsuit. Got my hat flipped backwards. Got a white gold chain on. I know, don't judge me. Earrings, hat flipped backwards, white tee under. And my coach says, so we've been very successful. It was at Chabot College. We've been very successful. I've never lost. Summer League. Summer League at that time was like 9 games.
Right.
We get to the championship. My coach is golfing. He takes the whole year off. And he goes, you've done pretty good. I'm just telling you, we've never lost a championship game. Good luck today. We do it. During that game, it was very pivotal to his growth as a coach, because I resorted back to what he's taught us. We were the triangle, discipline. We knew plays. We knew it like this. We knew our rotation. Shrink them on one side of the court. Make them play this way. Where's your help? In cahoots. Be in line. So I put like the 5 guys he had in the game, and I said, let's win it. We ended up winning the game. Going out further where you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Coach rips me, calls me in the office. Wiley, come in. I go in the office. That was at the time, what was it? At the time where you got the voicemail, and I heard a voicemail, and the voicemail said, hey, Coach Emilio, whoever the player you had coaching that team, I hope he can play as good as he looked. He coached. He was respectful. He had the dudes on point. He was telling them to put their shirts in. They were talking to the refs right. They shook hands. They were very presentable. Walked out the gym. It was one of the best things I ever saw. And then I'm going, I didn't even know, Bubby, who he was talking about. I was like, who are you talking about? He gets up. He's irate Italian. That's you. You got to be a suit. You got to do this. You look in your shirt. And I was like, Hey, man, first of all, calm down. I didn't know what you were talking about. Like, you really pressing this. Like, huh. And I was like, Coach, why are you yelling at me? He said, look how you are dressed. Look how you came to the game. Look how you presented yourself. Right. And I'm sure at the time, that's how you wanted to present yourself. Why didn't you have a polo on? A DVC polo on? And I was like, ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't. That's not how I was rolling. You know, I'm trying to head out. Yeah. It's just what it is. And he said, don't do that to the game. And it hurt me that I felt, first I let him down. I didn't want in the school. I loved them to death. They gave me my first opportunities out. But first of all, the love that I had for him to tuck in my shirt, I was just heartbroken. I apologize to the team. And I'll tell you me.
I'll tell you this. You back then, you were the kind of coach that I could not stand coaching against, because you're right. You know what? People wearing slides or flip flops or something like that, even if it's in the summer. Like, gotcha. No, don't wear open toed shoes to the game. No matter what, you could wear your hoop shorts. You could wear your,
gotcha.
You know, you can wear a t-shirt. You don't even have to tuck it in. I mean,
I know now. Yes,
but that is just so like comical to me. I'll tell you this one story. We're coaching AAU down in LA, and this team, like, they were better. They just had better athletes. And I wasn't coaching, but I was watching Giles and Jamon, their team, and Alex maybe. And this dude has literally Superman socks on, like wearing them, or Batman socks, something like that, with a little cape on the sock.
Right.
And these guys beat us by 1 point on a buzzer. They couldn't draw anything up, but they beat us. And it was like we talked about that whole weekend. Like, how do we let this do? And he was wearing a backpack the whole time too.
See, now you're judging. Right. and my Coach Emilio and Block, always told me they didn't want me to go the AAU route, because they felt at that time, and you got to understand, I'm dating myself. AAU coaches, he felt, well, I'm telling you what I know. I'm only telling you my experience. Felt that AAU coaches drew too much attention to themselves. He knew I was smarter than that. I had a little bit more class than that, and he wanted to lead me more that way. No disrespect to no AAU coaches, don't take me wrong. He's talking to me. So I had to learn that way. I'm only telling you my story and how I was brought. I mean, my tattoos was even going to Coach Carter at UNR, and my coach was like, can he go into a home visit? Well, yeah, with long sleeves on. You know, I was tatted. Well, he played, so he's okay. They're okay. It's the new thing. I was thinking, man, my tattoos are like crazy. I look at that picture with my girls at Minogue when we took our calendar picture. Bubby, that was one of the pictures that really disturbed me to this moment. I'm sitting there straight, and I'm chilling, and my girls are behind me. But Bubby, I felt like I was disrespected. I looked like a thug. Like, and that's how I felt. I felt I came off as a thug, and here I'm at Bishop Minogue, and beautiful young ladies, and they go hard. You know that.
Let's talk about that. So,
hey, but I felt like, and you got to understand, my coaching career is going like my playing career. And John, the head coach at Oregon State, he was at Cal, all that. Jay John said, Wiley, and even Coach Montgomery said it. They were like, Wiley, your coaching career is going to kind of go like your playing career. Did I say that?
Well, your coaching career came to a head when we played a couple of years back, maybe 2017. We set up an MLK game. And we're like, oh, we about to wax them.
You thought so.
So my
team, you thought you was.
My team was pretty good that year, and
mine was too.
We know. We're gonna tell that. So there was a big storm that January coming down to Reno and going on to 80. It really wasn't.
Remember, we didn't know if we wanted you to come.
Right. You told us not to come, and I was like, look, we can make it. Gotta help us through. Whatnot. So our ADs, we make the decision because we had to leave on a Sunday maybe no, was it Saturday?
You
No, we left.
You had to get over there. The storm was coming.
We left Saturday morning. We were talking late Friday night. Were we gonna make it happen? We committed to it. We kind of both wanted to get the game in. We go out, and luckily there was no storm. There was a small window, and if we didn't hit that window, we would have been snowed in.
Oh, God,
and it was going to clear up. It was going to clear up on Monday, so it would have been cool for the drive back. So
we were ready for you.
And you guys set this party up, but the night before the game. So we touched down at the hotel. Don't bring nothing.
Team bonding.
Yeah.
It was brotherly team bonding.
I love you. You know, we're taking pictures and whatnot. You know, our girls are sizing your girls up. You didn't have anybody, you know, over 5'10" maybe. And, you know, we had girls that are 6'3" and 6 feet. And even our guards were big. Like, we was like, oh, we about to wax them. So our girls, you know, at first everybody's all shy. We're sitting with our team, y'all sitting with our team, and then, you know, finally,
I think you guys even lost the dance contest too.
We did not lose that. We won the night before.
Bro.
We won the Sunday night. But here's where y'all won, and I'm gonna give you your props.
My girls can go.
Y'all did not win the dance contest.
I can't go. I can't go?
No. You can go, but the girls.
Okay, my girls can too.
They weren't as good as my girls dancing. I wouldn't say that about basketball. That was obviously a little bit different, and we'll get into that. But you guys set up this really nice, extravagant dinner at one of the players' parents' houses. It was cool. You guys had gift bags for us.
Yes.
With candy and all these sweets and all this. And I'm like, dang.
We take care of you. You're my baby. I got you.
I said, don't let this fool you, ladies. He wants to kick my ass. He wants to. Guess what? And I want to kick his. So we win the dance contest. We will say that.
I can't say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I thought it was sweet.
We won we won the night.
We're gonna
talk
about it after the game. If you get to it, we're gonna talk about it after the game. You didn't even want to stay. We had another day planned for you guys. We had a whole day after the game. We wanted to chill. You wanted to get out. You was a little mad at me.
I was. We get to the gym early, and I was like, cool. You know, can we get in there and shoot? Let the girls. He's like, oh yeah, come in. We go in, and I see this you know, slender, small, skinny
Henna going to Nevada basketball pheno right now. Wolfpack going.
She was small, and she just kept shooting threes on the shooting machine, and I just watched. I was like, okay, cool. You know, I said, what grade is she? She's in 9th grade. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, she ain't gonna be able to get it off. When she sees this light,
you don't know,
be able to get it off. So our girls the whole time really thought they were gonna do something. We get out there and we forget two things. One, there is elevation. Okay. Yes. So that's the first thing that we forgot. And that's why Nevada Reno has a great home record, by the way. We forgot about the elevation and the long trip. And that's no excuse at all, because you guys beat our butts.
Sounds like it a little bit, but okay. Okay, go ahead.
And then the second thing that I forgot to realize was you guys don't have a shot clock. And you guys ran your offense to a T. It was either layup or 3. And it kept
going
like that. So
shooters in the corners, absolutely. Fire away.
I think we're down 14 or 16 at the half. And
don't talk about this. Why are you going to talk about this now?
Your locker room.
Why are you going to talk about this?
Your locker room is right next to ours.
It was.
And so you guys got in there first.
Yes,
and I'm congregating with the assistants. All right, what's the adjustments here in the second half? Blah blah blah. And we come in, and I hear this yelling. I said, what is that? I said, what is? And I hear your voice. You girls going off, and I was like, y'all up 16. The only time I yelled. Y'all up 16.
Might have been the only time I yelled at them. They know I don't yell.
And I couldn't yell at that point. I look at them. I said, And he's winning.
I said that. I do think shot clocks, I'm going to tell you, brother, hey, elevation, take whatever you can. So we press. We do what we do. We got to play our game. We can't change you. And no matter, we do need a shot clock. I'm still here. You know, we need a shot clock out here to change, but things have changed. And that's how you coach. You coach that way too, and you play that way. I tip my hats off to Centennial out here, the women's program, that I had to see at the end of the year, both years that I coached those girls. And shot clock it's very, very serious. I wish we do get that back in the game here, out here in this state. I hope they do.
Yeah.
They need it, but you got to play it to your strengths and play it to your advantages.
You guys were definitely the better team. I didn't know that.
You guys did look good that night too. You dressed well. You guys did. No.
We dressed well. We had our nice sweats on, all that.
I do gotta say, you do look good when you coach. Wow. You look good, but you didn't look better than me. You feel me? My bad. Did I say that too soon?
So yeah, we ended up losing the game by 20. And if you know,
you heard my feelings leaving really after the game.
You had planned a little lunch or something for us. I said, "We going home. We gotta go. We gotta get on the road. We got to
get on the road. Got to go." And, I was like,
so you basically said, "You ain't got to go, but you got to get out of here." We lost, but no, you know, it was a great time. I wouldn't change it.
Me either.
But you guys
was
were
awesome.
The big brother wins in that. So
ain't I supposed to? I watched it. I'm sure you learned a lot.
It doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
Okay. I love you. I love you so much. Yeah, I do. Oh my God, I love you to death, bub. But that was good. Boy. And to have on our side the threat of you coming in. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's the one thing too. All the parents the night before. Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much. Because you guys would both do. You guys, you know, it would be 60-0 at some of your games.
Yes.
So you guys were. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for coming out. And the girls were like, "Oh, we about to wax them." Nope. Nope. That definitely was not the case.
You were actually one of the best teams, other than Centennial, that we played with. That year. That team was fabulous.
I mean, you guys only lost a few games in your 2 years there, so
absolutely.
It wasn't
those girls.
It wasn't a bad loss by any means. Like we could lose by 26 times to you most for that.
You guys were really good.
You had the girl that went to Cal Poly, you had a Davidson, and you had 3 Division I players in that team.
Gatorade Player of the Year that year, Katie Turner.
Yeah,
that's now at Davidson. Yes. She was fabulous.
She was awesome.
And her sister at Cal Poly, Malia, that's Kenna's sister. Oh my God, those girls, Maddie Camacho, from everybody. No,
you guys had squad.
Appreciate it.
1-0.
High school girls.
1-0.
Wow.
But now you're in Vegas. You are the commissioner of the TBL, the basketball league. It is the 3rd largest league in the United States under the NBA and G League. So tell me a little bit about that and what you think Vegas is going to be for basketball. Well, once the quarantine ends anyway. So tell me about the TBL.
TBL is fabulous. David Magley, Evelyn Magley is the CEO, president. They put me in a position to have that striving, the guys that want to go overseas, guys that want to stay home and play in front of their families. I've been around all these leagues prior playing, and these leagues are really back east. A lot of people don't hear about them a lot, and I've tried to get them a lot coming back west. Those are the leagues when I disappear. I was back east trying to play in these leagues, okay? So the TBL is family.
And that's why you have an affinity towards a league like this because of the career that you had. Like we said.
I would call it what it is. Call a spade. But I want to give this – we're in the community. I want to give guys that have not gone overseas, not been in the G League, not been in the NBA. I want to give them a chance to continue to play pro basketball, which an organization is ran. You get paid. You know what I mean? You're traveling. We have all pretty much the old CBA, USPL teams around the league, still keeping it going. We had Yakima, Sun Kings were our first champions. And then last year we had Albany, and due to the coronavirus, the third year was shut down on. And I think that was, other than being a father, that was probably the hardest decision I've ever had to make in shutting down the league, having that say of getting with the president and the CEO, us three sitting here going, and I'm in tears like, we got to stop this. It got serious. It got real. But understanding that these guys are looking for film, they're looking to get better jobs, going overseas, learning to be a pro, being a professional, being on time, carrying yourself correctly, being out in the public, being in community service. We don't turn anyone away. You know, when you're around kids, I think one of the biggest things in characterizes, I want to see you around children. I think this is me, per se, that I get to see who you really are. I want to see you interact. I want to see you mess with elderlies and be around people. I want to see the way you treat women. I mean, our league is owned by a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to respect the game. And I think it's going through our trial periods, our trials and tribulations of these guys sometimes, and it is what it is. We're expected and we're so entitled. Well, I should get this and this and this. But you have a woman over here running this league for us. And she's doing it to better us, better our careers. You know what I mean? So,
and I think it's needed because if you look at just the popularity of basketball as a whole, there's so many people playing. And so many kids think, oh, I got to go D1. And then they don't end up going D1, and they have to go play Division II, Division III, or NAIA. Well, guess what? The only difference between a lot of those levels is probably, number one, athleticism, two, size and length. Okay. But the skill level is not too far different.
No.
You know, the best, well, we didn't finish this year, but last year, Noah's team, they went to the national championship in Division II, and you obviously know he's been around us since he was a little guy, and now he's a senior. But he was at Point Loma. They went to the championship. They had the number one player in the year on their team. He signed an NBA contract this year. You know,
good for him.
6'8", 6'9".
Oh my!
Can really shoot it, but he could have played at any Division I. He was just playing Division II, and it doesn't mean that it's not good basketball, because it's really good basketball. And
I learned that at Bethany, probably going to D1 and trying those out. And Bethany taught me, those practice players, they taught me how to practice, for one. But you better have your body right, getting in the gym. But a lot of people don't understand, you better have your life right before. So as I'm going like this, you know what? I'm no longer doing that now, Bubby. 13 years, my beautiful daughter, there's a reason why. And I think you can go and say that. I have to, and I'll add little one in, Zachy, but man, if it wasn't for you first initially got me on the path. You did. I have to just put my hands down to you, because you were in my life for that reason. I wanted to be there for you. I wanted to make sure you had the best stuff. And if you didn't have it, you knew where to come. And now 13 years now, I got little mama. You know what I mean? So she made me, you better take care of off the court before you can do anything on the court. That's recruiting the player. Like a lot of people don't know, they shoot themselves. Kids don't know that you shoot yourself in the foot on your social media already.
Right.
Shit, protect it. Who are you? Do you speak well? Can you handle an interview? Can you get in front of the camera and be yourself?
Yeah.
Can you articulate? Speak well? Because, Bubby, if you talking to me and cussing me out as a parent, what you think he's gonna do as a coach? He's gonna cuss you out. And a lot of guys in the NBA, guys don't even know that too. We do characteristic checks. I want to know what your high school coach is going to say about you.
Right.
And when you do get recruited, I remember when I was at Notre Dame, there in the mirror, Montana State, didn't matter, Butte, all that. I always wanted to ask a coach, do you treat them differently? Because that means I have to treat him differently, and he's going to expect that. But I can't also, by me recruiting him as an assistant, if he's talking to his mama messed up, brother, he going to talk to me messed up. First of all, he'll have no respect for the assistant coaches. And I learned that later on with Coach Mo and Coach Musselman. I learned that. Kids don't know. You shoot yourself in the foot. If you cussing out your mom or mistreating your girlfriend, don't know what you're doing, player this, player that, it is what it is. Right. Until you get your stuff together. And a lot of people, they don't come from that.
Sure.
And I'm the coach that I want to be able to recruit a white kid, Mexican kid, a black kid, the same. And I had to understand, too, as being a black assistant, I also wanted to be on the court. So my IQ, breaking down film, I had to be administration-wise. I had to be the study hall coach, academic advisor. How could I do that? Right. I went to coach at Butte, and I was going to school with the kids. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. I mean, go back and get my degree and take my money and go back and say, you know what? I got a shot to get my degrees. Let me get them. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is tough where I don't think this goes unsaid. And I can only tell you this because I'm speaking of experience, and I know. It kills me now to this point where we're going, I didn't know it was a revenue thing. I get it now when you're on the business aspect of things. And I feel bad for the kids, but I don't want these kids now. I want them to feel they have a chance to play professional basketball, fulfill a dream, have good film. If you can go overseas, play, absolutely awesome. Do your thing, and the TBO allows me to do that. We go through rules. We lay down the law, but I want the guys to understand becoming a pro, following rules, being committed to a team. A lot of us haven't. We all have a testimony. We all do. Right. But share it. I don't want this league to be the cursing out the refs. Refs don't make you win or lose a game. They don't. Right. But I don't want that. And I don't want the fans. I want them to know they're carrying themselves professional. They're young men. Yeah. The average age is 25. So they probably get in there and got there. A little of them have some taste of it. But I've been there. I've been on the grind. I've been where the only thing that saved me, brother, from being on the practice squad was just I wasn't high maintenance. I'm okay. I'm gonna come to coach. I'm gonna come to practice on time. You're not gonna hear my mouth, and I'm gonna play my ass off. Right. And I also grew. You also. But a lot of people don't see it, and their games is different. Their history is different. A lot of people have fathers that could raise them and show them. I didn't, so I had coaches, and you looked as coaches as your father figure. You see what I'm saying? You looked up to them. Those are the ones that mentored you. Those were the ones that spoke well to you. Those are the ones that you registered things in your head that, man, this will never leave me, dude. And then you pass it on. And I do think that's struggling right now with you have to, somebody succeeding like yourself, man, I got to pass on anything that I possibly can to you. Right. Anything. I've been on this earth longer than you. You have to respect that. But, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand the tone. I'm learning that with baby now. Well, just watch your tone. Are you going to yell at, as a player, as a coach, I'm not, whoa, you do that. I'm already shut down. I've already shut down. So you do that to a dog, I feel my purpose, my perfect description of that is if you tell a puppy, and you're talking to a dog, and you go, you're the best damn freaking dog I ever know. I love your ass, but that puppy's like this. He doesn't know. But when you're like, you could go to a puppy, hey, I can't stand you. You're so ugly. Yeah, you are. It's your tone, and you're like, but you can be so animated and so, energy is coming out like, I love you. Like, ooh, why are you talking to me like that? It's the same thing with children. You have to nurture them. You have to, a lot of these guys are getting them while they're good. Can you start from rock bottom and see your way up?
Right.
And I'm starting to see that now. I'm starting to see that now, even with myself.
What have you learned from your coaching journey?
My coaching journey has taught me stability. It's taught me to be honest, because I think pro athletes at this age, they're like kids. You can't lie to a pro athlete, little kids, and elders, and maybe animals. They know you're genuine. They know you're real. They know what side you're coming. They know when you're full of it.
Yeah.
You know, they know when you're feeding them a pipe dream, but you don't want to take it. But my coaching taught me preparation. If I've never learned anything from Eric Musselman, he is prepared all the way around. He knows inside, outside. So then you can hand the book to you and you can coach the game. His players are prepared.
Yeah.
He's talent-wise. His mind, his train of thought is off the chain. Coach Mose was the same. Just preparation is really huge. And I know these children think it's an overflow because they're like, I want you to play. But now you look at them off the court. Here we go. You see them stressing about tests. Oh, my God. See that? That's how basketball is. It's that stress. So I wanted to make it easy. And I want them to know the tendencies. And as grown and further on, and I've coached on all levels, don't take fun away. But as you get from the start to up here at the pro level, I'm going to tell you what it is. Simple. Now, we miss somewhere in the middle. Some people will lack fundamentals because they relied on their strengths and their talents, right? And some coaches have cheated them that way. And I think there's a difference from coaching and tellers. There's a lot of tellers. I can tell you what to do. Now coach them. Show them why. Tell them why. Express why. Because the kid will be like, I don't know how to get open. Go set a screen. Keep it simple. And what I've learned later, how people process things, how kids, young men, young ladies process things. We all, Bubby, we process things differently in coaching, correct?
Yeah.
So your coaching style, you can draw up on the board, correct? Some people, like 5 girls will get it. We can show it. I can tell it. But then you have, in these combines that we have, Bubby, we get where a kid will, I'm trying to teach an offense, a simple motion offense, and we get motion and we're moving, and everybody don't stand still. We get the simple rules. Don't stand still longer than 3 seconds. Then what do? Well, when they process it and they sit and they're like, and it's 5-on-0, they go in the back of the line, brother. Those are the guys I want. Those are the guys I say, hold on, come here. I want you. Let me teach you. Let me show you the movement. Basketball, let me show you where it's, and don't worry about it. Mistakes are mistakes. And I get the coach, oh, well, you teach us now. I get all that. Trust me, I get all that. But this ain't the time because everybody feels a little bit embarrassed, right? Yeah. They're messing up in front of their peers.
For sure.
Okay, and then, so that's tough. And coaches got to learn that aspect of it. You have a kid, any player, they need to know they're loved. But that doesn't even go to playing, too. Bubby, that goes to your staff. Mm-hmm. I was told to shut the hell up. Staff, you're just sitting there, and then the team's at you like, Coach, you got a lot to say in practice. You ain't saying nothing in the game. I've watched them do that. So I was always, never said anything. I was cool. Until I'm spoken to, I spoke. Right. Then now, as a head coach, I have to empower, first my team, let alone my staff. Their voices need to be heard, buddy. They have to have that respect, to have that unity. You understand what I'm saying? It's tough. But I got to tell you, I think on all levels, you can give me anybody, I'm going to coach them. I want to praise them. I think you praise them more. So I operate right now, and I think you know this, on each and every day, I don't have a bad day. I think one of the worst days I can ever make is not being alive. I can't see you. I can't see my babies. I can't see my niece and nephew. I can't see nothing. So that'd be one of my worst days. But I think to empower people with correct energy,
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. You can't lose.
Yeah.
You can't lose. I get the world. And that's what your team. If you got 12, I need all 12. Ask some girls at Manova what I told them. I need all 12 of you. They used to say it. We need all 12. Even on the bench and you're not happy. I need you. Let's go. I understand your playing time, man. I get it. This is where we're at. And then you can teach them the game.
Right.
Why I didn't play, coach? Well, the matchups led this way. I don't mind explaining that.
Right.
I don't, and I feel sorry for parents at times. Nobody wants to see their kids. I feel parents. Now I'm gonna go to the parent side. You've seen your kid play, and then you go to that party and you don't feel good, and my kid can do that. Chill out. They're part of a team, and that's one of the most important things ever. They're part of a team.
I'm sure that'll be one of the topics that we discuss. Should we tell everybody what we're gonna be doing soon?
Brother, are we going to have the Wiley Wednesday? Wiley on Wednesday. Hot dog.
Yeah.
Bro.
Wine with Wiley on Wednesdays.
That's what we calling it? I was kind of wrong with it.
I think that's what we're going to call it. But, yeah, so we're going to do, a more regular show where we kind of, drink some nice wine. And just talk about different topics.
I love it.
Not just the normal stuff that we have on the show now. More the stuff that we're doing now is can help you, whether you're a business person, whether you're a parent, a teacher, a player. Or
brother, you're fabulous.
Self-help.
You've been doing the damn thing, brother. I got to tell you, I am impressed. And all your guests, I do watch the show. I am digging this. You got something going. I didn't know this, but I'm sitting back, hot diggity dog, baby. Big swing, baby. Let's go, little bro. You doing your thing.
You did mention we do have some really good guests, and that's been something that
it's fabulous. You got them on all ranges, bro. I've been peeping.
Yeah, you got to be like you touched on it. You got to be well rounded. You got to be able to do everything. You got to be able to, you have to be able to speak. You've got to be able to handle yourselves in multiple situations.
Yes, sir. I hear you talking.
And it gives people to tell their story a little bit, me to tell my story a little bit. One thing that you've always helped me with is just stretching. I'll always have personality when I'm with people that I'm comfortable with.
You are quiet. Yes,
but when I'm with you or people that know me, they know.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's been one of the things with me in this has been, putting myself out there more and,
so proud of you.
My wife is like, you have to take your Instagram off private. I'm like, yes, I know. So
you learn along the way.
Yeah. But
you're doing fabulous, brother. You are something. That hats off to you. I've always admired you from afar. You know that. I love you to death. You the man. Give me a kiss. No. Yeah. Bro. Hey, that's love. Oh my God, I appreciate you. I love you.
Well, I think that's a wrap for this one because we got a lot of other stuff that we want to cover down the road, so we can't give it to them all right now.
Don't give it to them all. Hey, make them come back. Make them come back. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I see.
So everybody be on the lookout for that new segment, I'll call it, that we'll be doing, and we'll figure out how we're going to do it.
Hey, let's go.
We got a lot of cool things coming.
You got it.
All
Love
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Beyond the Buckets podcast. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and share the show with your friends. And until next time, take care.